Okay, in this demonstration, we're going to start off with some data bars. So I'm selecting I 4 through 7, going to the home, conditional formatting, data bars, and I'm going to put some blue data bars on it. Next, I'm going to make some spark lines. So I'm selected my column for trends, insert, column spark lines. I'm using my table. Okay, I'm going to click OK. And then I want to change the color. So if I go to my Sparkline tools, I can pick the style I want. In this case, I want colorful number 4. And if I put my mouse over and kind of hover, I will get the color. All right, next thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and add a chart title. So if I select the actual chart and get my tools going here, you'll see I have chart tools. I can add a chart title above my chart. Then I can that way click into it and change it to whatever I'd want. Okay, I'll click off. You'll see I have that on there. All right, then I'm going to add a primary vertical axis. Now, I can also get, by clicking the little plus, options to add things or take it away here. So I'm going to go to the primary vertical axis. So if I go axis and then I click, you'll see primary vertical. Then I can click into it and type what I want the name to be. Okay, next I'm going to change my numbers here to accounting with 0 decimal places. So I'm formatting the axis by doing a right click on top of it. Then I can go down to number that way. And then I can change this to accounting with 0 decimal places. So next I'm actually changing the primary major vertical grid lines and also the vertical axis I'm changing for the major unit value. So while I'm here in the dialog box, you can see I have the right up from accounting here. I have the units. The major is, I changed the value here to whatever I want it to be. And then I can go on and change those primary major vertical grid lines. Okay, so if you select the little X again, you'll see grid lines. And if I change this, I can add a primary major vertical. So if I go down, I can find that and select it. Okay, then I can change the position of the legend to the bottom from the top. So again, if I click on there, I can select, go to the legend, and if I select it again, I can put it on the bottom. Alright, so next I'm going to create a pie chart. Alright, so the pie chart, I've got to do I4 to I7, so I'm going to need my names, and I'm holding the control, and my data, and then I'm going to insert a 3D pie chart. Alright, now I'm going to take the pie chart and I'm going to change the legend to the top. Oops, here. So let me add that to the top. Okay, I'm going to add data labels. And they're going to go to see add labels, and I'm going to change the label options so that the data labels contain only percentages. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and add the labels. Okay, and then we're going to change it to percentages. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and change it to actually to percentages. Oops, legend. Oops, wrong one there. Let me put that back. And that should, the legend should actually be on the top. So I need to move it back. Okay, and then my data labels is where I want to add my percentages. So I'm going to go down to more options, and I'm going to put percentages and take off the other two. Okay, so I have my percentages now. All right, so next I'm going to go ahead and change it to the outside in for those data labels. So again, I'm going to go back to the data labels. Oops. And I'm going to add them one more time here. And I'm going to put them on the outside end. Okay, and then I'm going to put them back to percentages. That's where I clicked off of it. It took them off. All right, so I have percentages on the outside in. Okay, now after you added your title, one of the things I also wanted to show you was how if you don't have the labels on there, if you end up with a chart that has like 1, 2, 3 series, that you can add them afterwards and modify the legend. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So let's take the same data. I'm going to insert a 3D pie chart. Okay, and you'll notice how 1, 2, 3, 4 came up because I didn't select the labels to start with. If I did that, I can modify this right here by also going to the chart tools, design, and select the data afterwards by editing the 1, 2, 3, 4, adding the names here, and click OK. And you'll notice it puts them in there for you, and then you have the names on your legend that way instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. And so one way is to modify it afterwards, or if you know you're going to need them, you can select them, hold the control key down, and then select the data that you wanted as well. All right. Now the next thing we're going to move on to create spark lines. Okay, so we're going to go to the rental cost projection and create some spark lines. Okay, so on here we're going to create column spark lines in range G4 through G8. So right here. So again, we're going to insert column spark lines, and it's going to be based on B4 through F8. Okay, so go ahead and click OK. And then again, we're going to change to colorful 4. Okay, and then we're going to use the quick analysis tools. Okay, so we want to use the quick analysis tool on A3 through F7. So if we go to A3 through F7, okay, so we're using selecting that data, and then you'll see an option right here. That's the quick analysis toolbar is right on the corner. So I mean, if you don't see it, again, just make sure when you stop, you'll see the little box, and then you'll see quick analysis. And if you click down on it, that will give you the options that way. And we're going to insert a clustered column chart. So just go to charts and do a a clustered column chart that way. Okay, so the first one that's recommended. All right, and then you're going to continue to do some of the same things that we just did before to this chart. So you'll continue on, you'll add title, change the major unit values, use the clustered column chart style 7. So again, when you're on there, you'll go to design, you'll find the style 7 that you want. Okay, be able to select it that way. You're going to create a 3D pie chart. Okay, again here, or in the one you've got, you're going to do some changing actually, which you're going to change the title to 14, remove the legend, again the outside in for the labels, percentages. Okay, so you'll do some modifications to finish up this worksheet. Make sure to review it against the pictures that you have that also show you what it should look like.